Welcome everybody to another episode of Latif's Inspired. Today I'm going to be showing you a very popular regional dish called the roast chicken dish. This is one of the most famous dishes in Bangladesh, and you get it in weddings, celebrations, any get together, for any sort of occasions. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple. I'm not going to mess around with it because I normally, whenever I'm doing something, I tweak it about chefy things. But I've been quite fortunate during the lockdown to spend a bit of time with my mum and my auntie. So I have asked her to do a phenomenal recipe of hers because I really enjoy it. It's very nice, very simple, and not too many ingredients like all the cashews and so on, but this is very simple how she would do it. No nonsense cooking from her. So I want you to try this at home. It's very simple and absolutely packed full of flavor. So today, guys, it's going to be chicken, what we normally call it the roast. So the roast chicken Bhuna curry. And don't forget, guys, to follow me on Latif's Inspired Instagram page as well as the Facebook. And thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving me. We think we're going to smash this 100,000 during the lockdown. So it's something great is coming out of something very not too good. So thank you very much, and hopefully for people who haven't already, make sure to like, share and subscribe my content, and most importantly try to say hello on Instagram and Facebook, and I try my utmost to reply to as many messages as possible. So now I'm going to show you this phenomenal recipe. So this is 2 chicken cut into 4 pieces, so there's 8 pieces of chicken here, and all we've done is scored it, so there's all the flavor and the marination goes in. There you go. So now we're going to add the marinade. Bismillah. That's 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 heaped teaspoon of coriander, and chili powder, 1 teaspoon of curry powder. That's 1 good heaped teaspoon of salt. There you go. Now the marinade, we're just going to add some oil. So 1 tablespoon of oil. That was 2 tablespoons of oil. Now we're going to give it a mix. Now the chicken has been marinated. Right, so I've got a big karai ready, and now I'm going to put the gas on. Most of you guys might not have this massive karai at home, but you can use a nice big non-stick pan to do the chicken. But because we've got quite a few pieces and we don't want to cramp the pan, that's why we're using this big karai dish. Right, because it's a bigger pan, it takes a bit longer time for the oil to get heated. Now it's nice and hot, and we're going to start putting in the chicken. We've decided to cook in this karai, so we've waited about half an hour for the chicken just to marinate. You don't need to, but waiting about 20 to 30 minutes for the marinade, it makes the chicken more flavoursome. Now we're going to start. Be very careful. Bismillah. The gas is on highest heat. The oil is not overheated. So we put in about 4 pieces in here, and we're just gonna, you don't want to cram the oil. You want a nice space so the chicken cooks properly. Right, that's been frying away for about 4 minutes or so. Now we're just gonna turn it over. Marinated chicken, beautifully deep frying. It's going to create an amazing flavour. Right, the chicken's been cooking away about 4 or 5 minutes on one side and 4 or 5 minutes on the other. and now it's about ready. The reason for frying this is because you don't want the chicken to break away in the sauce. Telo bidan kita lagi kalau chicken ya.
Itu, mau itu dia sundar itu, nak fry oleh roast itu.
Bangga itu na.
Bangga itu na kari lahan itu betul bidan lahan. Bidan oleh tu roast lahan.
So the reason for frying it, as you've heard, you don't want this dish to be like a curry where it's saucy. You want the sauce to have its own flavor, and you want the chicken to have like a roasted flavor. So you can stick the chicken in the oven, but it's not going to have this taste. If you fry it and then put it into the sauce, it's going to be amazing in flavor, like we'll show you. So that's one chicken cooked. Now we're going to add the next chicken. So the secret to making the chicken very flavoursome and tasty is basically cooking it for a while in the oil. The more you cook it in the oil, the more golden brown the chicken gets, the more flavoursome it is in the curry. And it's not going to overcook the chicken. This is traditionally done in the Bangladeshi household. So give it a try, it will be fantastic in flavour. Now the chicken's ready. Now we're going to take it out of the oil. Once again, be very careful. If it's big pieces of chicken, be very careful. Now to get the maximum of flavour, it's good to use the chicken on the bone. You can use just drumsticks if you wish, but it's better to cook this with like the whole chickens cut into fours. It looks beautiful and pretty and very nice when it's served to eat. So this is the chicken, beautifully cooked, fried in the hot oil. Now we're going to start making the sauce for this amazing dish. Bismillah. So I've turned the gas back on using the same karai. It's got all the, there you go, the chicken bits still in there. That's going to add some nice flavour. This is the oil that I've strained. So I'm going to use the same oil for this. So this is 1 cup of oil. That's plenty of oil. So it's 1 full cup of the oil, the same oil that we fried the chicken in. This oil is flavoured in nice spices. This is my favourite ghee, the Khan butter ghee. This is the best ghee by far. It's better than all the other ghees because it's got nice fragrance as well as the flavour. So that's 2 tablespoons of pure ghee. This is going to build a nice flavour. Now the oil is heated, and this is 1 teaspoon of the Bengali spice, which is the Punch Phoron. There you go. Nigella seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, beautiful. Mustard seeds. Bismillah. We're also going to add the Garam Massala now. We're using 4 bay leaf, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 green cardimon. And you can use, there's quite a few sticks over here, but about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 pieces of about 1 inch cinnamon sticks. The oil is heated beautifully. Now this is a ginger and garlic mixed, so we're going to use quite a fair bit of ginger and garlic. That's 1 heaped tablespoon. That's 3 good heaped tablespoons of ginger and garlic. This is going to build a phenomenal flavour. The oil is nice and hot. Here's the low halal. So wait for the garlic to become golden. I normally add the garlic a bit later for the flavour. And now we're going to add the onions. Here you go. This is 450 grams of onions. And we just lowered the gas to a medium heat. It was on high. Now we just want the onions to be like a fried flavour and softened up slowly. We've mixed all the onions and we haven't added the salt. If you add the salt now, it just releases a lot of liquid from the onions. We don't want that. We want the onions to have a caramelised fried flavour. So what we're going to do is stick the lid on. So what this does is just generates a bit of steam and sweats down the onions. The onions are sweating away beautifully. This is going to create an amazing flavour. Fried onion on the hand. So we're going to caramelise this. Once it's become nice and golden, that's when we're going to add the spices. Half cooked this. So the onions are half cooked at this moment. We're going to put the lid back on and cook it for a further 5 minutes. Normally onions takes about 10 to 12 minutes to cook. So we're going to put the lid back on, put it on a medium gas and cook it out for a further 5 minutes. Beautiful, the onions have sweated down. There you go. This is the texture that you want the onions to be. There you go. Now we're going to add the masala. So this is all the spices. We've added 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of coriander, half a tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of general curry powder, and 1 tablespoon of Garam Massala. Bismillah. Hope this is going to be nice and flavoursome. There you go. Now give it a nice mix. There's plenty of oil and plenty of ghee for the masala to be cooked. So the more you cook this masala now, the more flavoursome this dish is going to be. There you go. It's on a very low gas at this moment because we don't want the spices to burn. If the spices burn, it just becomes a bitter taste. So in the nice oil, it's going to come alive and it's going to create a beautiful, amazing flavours. Now after we added the spice, we cooked it for a few minutes and now we're going to add the chicken. So the chicken has been resting. There you go. Now we're going to add the chicken carefully. Bismillah. So there's a little bit of flavour, which is the oil and the stock of the chicken. So natural juices of the chicken, that all goes in. So my aunties mix the chicken thoroughly, and what we're going to do, just put it on a low gas and cook it. Be careful when you're cooking it. If you don't put it on a high gas, you don't want to burn any of the spices. So slow gas on level. So cook it on a very low gas until it's ready.
15 minutes.
about 15 more minutes, I would say as well. And if you put the lid on, what happens is the chicken, it just generates a lot of heat and the chicken starts breaking. And we don't want the chicken to break. We're still going to add some tomatoes, green chilies and coriander afterwards. But what we want now is the masala to go into the chicken and just give it a mix every few minutes. So we're going to time this and wait about 10-15 minutes for the chicken to be cooked properly. There you go, guys. There you go. The onions are still there. This is a proper Bhuna style. If we added the salt at the beginning, the onions would have been mushy, which we do not want. There you go. When we're eating it, we want to taste the onions as well as everything else. There you go. Amazing. It's been cooking about 5 minutes, I would say. Now we're going to add the tomatoes. 2 medium-sized tomatoes. There you go. Just 2 tomatoes. There's the green chilli, like that, and we're just going to whack it in. So that's 2 handfuls of coriander. It looks very pretty. There you go. And still on a slow gas. It's been about 5 to 8 minutes. I'm going to cook it for a further 5 to 8 minutes and then turn the gas off like this. Right, it's been cooking away on a slow gas for about 12 to 15 minutes now. Now we're going to turn the gas off. Before we turn the gas off, we're just going to give it a nice mix and then just turn the gas off. Do this very carefully. Hopefully the chicken is not going to break. All we're doing is just getting the masala from the bottom and just going to put it on top of the chicken. So all the chicken has got that flavour. This beautiful sauce, the oily sauce at the bottom. There you go. This amazing fragrance, wonderful in colour, and I just feel like eating it. And when it's cooked in this lovely cast iron karai, I'll tell you what, it has the most amazing flavour in the world. You can't beat a cast iron karai cooking over anything. But if you don't have a karai, which many people don't, just use a large non-stick pan, which should do the business. There you go. I think this is perfectly fine. As you can see, it's on very low gas. I'll show you some of the onions. There you go. Some of the onions are still whole. The tomatoes are still whole. The green chilies are still whole. There you go. Now we're going to turn the gas off and it's ready. Beautiful. Chicken Bhuna roast. Bangladeshi style. Cooked in a cast iron karai. Amazing fragrance. Beautiful colours. Lovely glistening away. Beautiful. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this fantastic episode of the roast chicken Bhuna. It's a very traditional and very popular dish in all households throughout Bangladesh and mainly wedding events and special occasions. Now, please remember to follow me on Latif's Inspired Instagram page as well as my Facebook page. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe. And thank you very much to the people who have been supporting me already. Thank you.